Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video over on PrizePicks. Today I got my 3 favorite plays in the NBA for Thursday. And guys, I absolutely love these 3 plays. So much so that if we do not go 3-0 sweeping this video, I'm giving 1 free day of VIP to everybody. So make sure you guys lock in these plays. We are sweeping this 3-0. And if we don't go 3-0 in tomorrow's video, I'm going to drop a discount code so everybody can get in the VIP for 100% free, and then you guys can cash out over there. To recap what's been happening the last couple of days, we had a very good day 2 days ago, a very, very good weekend, but unfortunately Monday and Tuesday we've been given a couple units back, and this was the loss that we had just yesterday. Very unfortunate, but at the end of the day, guys, the weekend was pretty good, and Monday and Tuesday have just been a little bit rough. We cannot get our feet under us, and Wednesday, I mean. But guys, we are going to be locked in starting today. We're going to go 3-0 in here, and I really feel good about these plays. We got a lot of games today, 3 solid games, actually close games, not blowout games. So we'll see how they go. And yeah, before I get into the picks, I want to make sure you guys are all joined up on the community. We got a free community in here with a Discord. You guys can lock in here. And there's also VIP plays as well, so you guys can go ahead and check those out. But yeah, let's get right into play number 1. We're going over and taking James Harden here on the over at 32.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Now, in game number 1 and game number 2 against the Raptors, he cashed this in both of them, really getting a lot of points, 22 and 28 points. And then in game number 1, he got a lot of assists. Game number 2, he got some rebounds, some assists. All we need here is 33 points, rebounds, and assists. And this might sound like a high line, but it's actually not. James Harden has hit this in 68% of games this season, which is a huge number. And in this matchup against the Toronto Raptors, he absolutely loves this matchup, hitting it in 5 straight games. This is not just talking about the couple games that have happened this past week or so. This is talking about the entire season, even dating back to a couple games last season. James Harden notoriously cooks against the Toronto Raptors. And this is a defense he's been able to pick apart for a couple of years. We are backing him to pick him apart tonight. And in this game with the Toronto Raptors, this has been happening all series long, right? They need to attempt to slow down Donovan Mitchell. They need to attempt to slow down Donovan Mitchell. And I said attempt because they cannot really slow him down right now. He has been insane. But if they try to attempt to slow down Donovan Mitchell, it means setting a lot of doubles, really just pressing him a lot. It's going to leave guys like James Harden more open to not just score himself, but also be very active rebounding and very active assisting, which both are things that James Harden has done very, very well in his game up to this point. And if you guys know, the Cavs are up 2-0 in this series, right? But it's the first game on the Raptors home court, and people say, you know, series doesn't start until the away game actually happens there, right? So in this case, the Raptors have their best shot at pulling it back out. I think the Cavs are going to be even more locked in this one, trying to stop the Raptors from, because if they win this one, they have a lot of momentum going into game 4, and then you're going back to home turf, potentially 2-2 after you had a 2-0 lead. This is the series closer right here for the Cavs, right? So James Harden, to do what he's done in the last few games and to do what he's done this entire season, and going up against the Raptors, it's a very, very good matchup for him. I like this one a lot. Now, moving into play number 2, we're going over to probably the closest game of the day. Right now, the books literally have this one at -110, -110. They do not know who the favorite is. And we are going for Josh Hart right here on the over at 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Knicks taking on the Hawks, and the Hawks are at home now with a 1-1 series score. Josh Hart has been probably one of the, and I'm not going to say this because just to rage bait you guys, I genuinely think Josh Hart has been one of the best players for the Knicks this series, right? Maybe even better than Jalen Brunson, right? Besides Jalen Brunson in that first quarter of that first game, I think Josh Hart has been one of the most impactful players for this team, and the books are not reflecting that. 24.5 is straight out disrespectful for a guy who's hit this, first of all, in a proper rate this season, and who has dominated in the last few games against the Atlanta Hawks. Absolutely dominated them. He got 15 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists in his last game. If you think that was a lot of rebounds, well, just look towards game number 1. He got 14 rebounds in that one. This man is putting up like Nikola Jokic, Domantas Sabonis numbers rebounding, and he's Josh Hart. He's a guard. He's a 2-guard. He is just that. He's the epitome of hustle, and he gets the job done. And in this case, when you're going up against the Atlanta Hawks, who honestly, none of these guys have anywhere near as much hustle as a guy like Josh Hart, maybe Dyson Daniels, but none of them really are even close to a guy like Josh Hart. This is one of those things that you expect to be able to continue game to game, because this is not a system that they can go ahead and scheme against. It's not a system that they can go ahead and make game plans and changes against, because the system is your third best player, maybe your fourth best player after Mikal Bridges, is going to just go crazy on the glass and crazy with hustling. You can't stop hustle with a scheme. Straight up, that is one thing you guys need to know about basketball. And that's why Josh Hart is still consistent to this day at being that playoff riser and being that guy who just cooks in the playoffs every single year, not just on the scoring, not just on the assisting, but on the rebounding too. And here, 25 points, rebounds, and assists is all we need. Just 25 of them things. We can definitely get Josh Hart to go up there and hit this line, especially in a close game against the Atlanta Hawks. And need I remind you, he's hit this in 7 of his last 8 games against Atlanta. This is such a good prop. I love Josh Hart right here to go more than 24.5. Now, before we get into play number 3, I got one thing I got to talk about, which is super, super important. You guys can get a free month of VIP right now if you sign up on Chalkboard or on Underdog using code BAM. Now, this is the easiest thing you guys will do all day. You get a free month of my personal VIP picks who have helped many people scale their bankrolls and help one guy just the last month go from literally $100 in his PrizePicks account to over $1,600 in profit. That's the kind of stuff we've done on the VIP, and you guys can get in for 100% free. All you gotta do is make sure you use code BAM on Chalkboard or on Underdog and then text me a screenshot. Super easy, super simple. And to give you an example of why these apps might want your business, well, it's the NBA playoffs, guys. These apps are tuning it up, and right now, Underdog is giving you play $5, get $50, and they're literally giving you 3.5x payout for 2 minutes. Like, I feel like I talk about this every video because it's important. If you guys are still taking 2 mans on PrizePicks, you are literally donating money to the books. You should 100% be taking 2 mans on Underdog Fantasy, and it makes no sense not to. Straight up, it makes no sense not to. Now, let's get into play number 3 right here. We've got Jaden McDaniels, and this was probably going to be the game of the night. Thankfully, it's tipping off at 9:30 p.m. Eastern instead of 10:30 p.m. because it was ending way too late the night before. But either way, we got Jaden McDaniels here, more than 5.5 made field goals. He's hit this in 9 straight games, just like casually hitting this in 9 straight games. In his last 10 games, he's averaging 7 field goals made. 7 field goals made per game. And all we need today is 6. That is actually a pretty big difference when it comes to props with this low volume. So why is Jaden McDaniels such a good spot here? Number 1, Anthony Edwards is questionable. If Anthony Edwards doesn't play, this is almost a, I'm not going to say guarantee, but it's almost a bumping up to like an 80% chance for Jaden McDaniels to hit this, right? Assuming Ant does play, Jaden McDaniels is still going to get a ton of volume in here, a ton of just minutes against a team like Denver who has not been able to put away the Timberwolves. None of these games have been super close or have been super one-sided, meaning that Jaden McDaniels in the start lineup, Jaden McDaniels, the best defender, by the way. And well, I guess you can say Rudy, but really the best defender that they have that can guard 1 through 5 is Jaden McDaniels, right? And he's going to be on the court in clutch minutes. You just know he is because they have to slow down Jokic and Murray. And if they are not slowing down Jokic and Murray, it's going to be the freest win for the Nuggets of all time. So when these games are close, who is staying on the court? That's what you got to think about. Who's getting these last few minutes? Who's actually getting, digging their heels into clutch time and actually getting the minutes because they're a good defender? It's a guy like Jaden McDaniels. So we like him here on the over at 5.5 field goal made. This is such a good prop. He's hit this in 57% of games this season in 8 out of his last 10 games in the head-to-head, as well as 6 straight against the Nuggets. He hasn't missed it so far this series. I absolutely love this play for Jaden McDaniels. Over 5.5 field goals, and that's all I got for this one. One more time, make sure to drop a like on this video. It takes 2 seconds, completely free. And if you're watching all the way here, I know you guys appreciated these props. Let's make some money on NBA Thursday.